Have you ever noticed that the more you reflect, the harder it becomes to relate? Like every answer you find only leads to deeper silence. You're not imagining it. In a world that rewards appearance over awareness, deep thinking isn't just rare, it's quietly feared. Throughout history, society has been suspicious of those who see too clearly, not because these people are wrong, but because they notice what others are desperate to ignore. From Socrates to Simone Weil, from Da Vinci to Kierkegaard, the pattern repeats. The more someone sees beneath the surface, the more isolated they become. But why is that? Why does deep thought feel like a burden rather than a gift? And why does the world respond to wisdom not with welcome, but with rejection? Let's break it down. Deep thinking challenges the status quo. It questions what everyone else accepts. And for many, that's threatening, not because it's aggressive, but because it's revealing. Unlike beauty or strength, which are external, thought is intimate. We tie our identity to our beliefs. So when someone questions those beliefs, it doesn't just feel like a disagreement, it feels like a personal attack. There's a phenomenon psychologists refer to as the mirror effect. A deep thinker often becomes a mirror, not of society's triumphs, but of its blind spots. This reflection can make others uncomfortable, even if the thinker says nothing. That's why silence from a wise person often speaks louder than noise from the ignorant. It's not what deep thinkers say. It's what their presence implies. That maybe, just maybe, there's more to reality than we're willing to admit. Humans evolved to belong. In early tribes, being accepted meant survival. Being excluded meant death. So we're wired to conform, not to challenge. When someone thinks independently, they disrupt the harmony of the group. Even today, we instinctively distrust what we don't understand. That's why workplaces promote team players over visionaries. Why schools reward obedience more than originality. And why, online, shallow confidence goes viral, while quiet brilliance goes unseen. The truth: deep thinkers often learn to keep their thoughts to themselves, not because they're arrogant, but because they're tired. Tired of being misunderstood, tired of explaining the same things, tired of watching truth get buried beneath noise. And so, many retreat into books, into nature, into solitude, not because they hate people, but because the world often makes them feel like outsiders in their own species. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once said, "A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial." He believed intelligence wasn't a reward, but a sentence, one that made life more aware but less comfortable. According to Schopenhauer, most people chase pleasure, distraction, and routine. But deep thinkers crave truth, even when it hurts. They don't just want to live, they want to understand living. And that difference creates distance. We live in an age of information, but not of wisdom. Algorithms reward outrage. Platforms promote certainty over nuance. And in a world that loves fast takes, deep thought feels slow, out of place. It's not that society hates intelligence. It just doesn't know what to do with it. So it laughs at it, or ignores it, until it's safe enough to celebrate, after the thinker is long gone. But here's where things change. Solitude is not a punishment. It's a power. The greatest minds in history, from Einstein to Emily Dickinson, found peace not in crowds, but in quiet. They used their isolation not to escape, but to create. And you can too. If the world doesn't understand you, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It might just mean you're early. So how can deep thinkers survive, and even thrive, in a shallow world? First, choose your conversations wisely. Not every mind is ready for your depth, and that's okay. Second, seek your tribe, even if they're scattered across books, forums, or long-forgotten pages of history. Third, Don't water down your ideas to fit the feed. Instead, refine them until they shine in their purest form, even if only a few will see the light. If you feel like you don't belong, maybe you were never meant to blend in. Maybe your role is not to conform, but to observe, question, and inspire. It's lonely, yes, but it's also powerful. Because while the world fears deep thinking, it's deep thinkers who move the world forward. So keep thinking, keep questioning, and above all, keep going. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and share your story. Have you ever been misunderstood for thinking differently? Let's build a space for people who feel the same. And if you're ready for more insights like this, don't forget to subscribe. We're just getting started.